Woman devised a way to kill her husband in order to inherit his billion-dollar fortune. She first coaxed her husband into climbing to the top of a mountain for some extreme cliff diving. With Anne's constant encouragement and exaggerated praise, her husband, eager to prove himself, joyfully jumped off. However, after he jumped, he never surfaced again, immediately, and pretended to be extremely anxious, calling out his name repeatedly with a face full of worry. But in truth, she was thrilled inside, because the video she recorded was enough to prove that his death had nothing to do with her. It was entirely an accident. What Anne didn't know was that she would pay a heavy price for this. Just as she was about to head back, she realized she didn't know how to operate the yacht. In a panic, and started randomly pressing buttons on the control panel. The yacht began spinning wildly in place. Anne's reckless operation frightened even herself. She grabbed onto the edge of the yacht and tried to shout for help, but this was a remote area, no one was around to hear her. As she panicked, she yanked out the key, finally causing the yacht to stop. Then she took out her phone and tried to call for help, but the location was too far from the city. There was no signal at all. Feeling helpless, she curled up and waited for a miracle. What she didn't realize was that the yacht was slowly drifting downstream. By the time Anne noticed, the waterfall ahead was only 30 meters away. She quickly grabbed her backpack and clothes, intending to jump into the water and swim to shore. But no matter how many times she tried, her legs refused to obey her brain. It was then that she remembered the yacht had a life ring, but when she threw it, she used too much force, and it landed 2 meters away. Watching the life ring drift further and further away, and had no other option. Desperate, she hid in the cabin, quietly awaiting death. And just like that, the yacht went over the waterfall with the current. Fortunately, Anne survived and washed up on a deserted island. The first thing she did upon waking was to check her makeup using her phone. After confirming she was unharmed, she applied some eye cream. Then, she put on her favorite shade of lipstick. Finally, she raised her phone to search for a signal and call for help. Even after an hour, there was still no signal. Helpless, she changed into a beautiful dress and put on her glittery high heels, then headed in the direction of home. After walking for a while, she suddenly saw rows of animal tracks on the ground. Looking up, she saw a black bear staring at her, realizing the danger, and turned and ran in the opposite direction. But the bear, having found its prey, wouldn't give up. It chased after her relentlessly.